We're here at the car show that's been sponsored by Rocket Pro Wrestling. We got the LIM champ Danny here. We got the Simp here. He's really earned my trust. I think we're going to induct him into LIM today. And I'm surprised you're letting him hold your belt.
Well, listen, man. You know, the tribal chief has something to hold his belt. Oh, there's Tony Gabagool.
What just happened?
He dropped the belt. You went to Tony Gabagool? What the hell, man?
The following podcast has been recorded by LIM.
From taverns across Chicagoland to St. Joe's Park in Joliet to the world of podcasting, they're upholding the good name of Chet Gunderson and letting the old styles flow. They are the lovely, intoxicated men. And this is the Lovely Intoxicated Podcast.
All right, we're finally back after a month-long suspension. This is the Lovely Intoxicated Podcast. I am your host, the Podcast Papa, the master of 3 different podcasts, PX. Joining me today is, as always, and who is also joined by the legendary Tony Gabagool, his baby LaGreca.
Say what's
Tony
up.
Gabagool. Now, to me, Gabagool, you know what that kind of sounds like? And are you listening, Gabagool?
Let me put my kid down so I
Yeah.
can
Yeah, put him down. You don't want. He doesn't want me to see what's going to happen to you on October 14th. All right.
What's going to happen on October 14th?
I'm listening.
He's going to be under those chairs in St. Joe's Park. That's what's going to happen on October 14th. I'm walking in with the LIM Championship, and I'm walking out with the LIM Championship, and that ain't no doubt in anyone's mind. All right, ain't that right? Hey, LaGreca, it's so glad that you aren't going to be there. I'm so happy you can't see me beat your father within an inch.
Yeah, are you done? I was waiting for you to finish.
Yeah.
Done?
Settle down, Christian Cage.
Yes, thank you, Christian Cage. Listen, here's the deal.
Oh, also, real quickly, our newest member of LIM, Simp, is also here. And
Glad to have you,
Danny.
We're like young Run DMC up in here, okay? So let me address you, Danny, real quick. We got a guy here who shows up
Nice
to the car show, okay? And someone by the name of Timmy Too Sweet challenges him for the belt. And this guy's too chicken shit to let Timmy in on the challenge on Saturday.
No.
Fighting champion.
No. I let him in. I let him in on the challenge.
Life.
Listen, the LIM does not condone drinking and driving, and I drove to the car show. So therefore, I couldn't drink and put my title on the line because that would just be irresponsible. Yeah, what you got to say about that, Gabagool?
Oh,
Here's
you know
the
what?
other thing.
I have something to say. I appreciate everybody honoring the PCC's rules of not using the F-bombs. And Dan, I know you got a list from them.
Yeah, I did.
Suggestions.
Suggestions. I'm taking them into consideration. Like, Frack is kind of fun. Fraggle Rock. I like the Muppets. Jim Henson's a pretty cool guy. I might stick with Fraggle Rock. You know, like Fraggle Rock, man. You know, that's crazy. That just rolls off the tongue. Crikey. If I want to, show my love and support to Steve Irwin, R.I.P. What a legend. I don't know why they sent me Barbra Streisand. To me, that doesn't sound like a swear.
Well, that's the point, because your swearing is what took us off the air for a month.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. It's bullspit, though. It's real bullspit.
here's the thing. We can't be having this anymore, Danny. You're getting us kicked off the air. I can't go another month without having this. My wife's going to make me find a real hobby, okay? She's going to make me go back to sports betting, and I can't lose in front of baby LaGreca, so don't blow this for me. You got it?
I will. I'm holding my tongue. Don't you worry. I'm holding my tongue, Gabagool.
This is the realest hobby I got, okay?
But
Oh,
it's not
cool.
just the four of us here.
Heir to the
Right?
throne.
Yeah.
It's not just the four of us here, right? Tony Gabagool, don't we have somebody else waiting in the wings?
Well, you know, I miss the guy so much. And have you been on TikTok lately?
I was on earlier. I did those floss dances, man. They just
It-
bring me life.
Have you been seeing all these crazy videos about the band U2? They were out in Las Vegas.
Oh,
doing their
Dan, you mean Daddy's favorite band?
They were in
Oh,
the
Oh,
sphere.
we're doing
All right,
this.
allow me to
You're-
serenade you.
You're baiting me.
Bono.
This
You're
is my-
baiting me. You're
this is
baiting
my-
me. You know I can't say anything. You know that this podcast people said I can't say these words, and you're
Yeah.
bringing up you two.
Bono.
This is my ode to Smiley McGee since he left for Indiana. Okay, here we go. Can I get somebody to get me in tune or something? All right, that'll work. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. With or without you, with or without Smiley, I can't live with or without him. How was that?
Beautiful.
Thank you. Bring him in.
Are we gonna get an encore when he comes in?
No, I don't think so. That's all.
Oh, okay.
This ain't a catcher's tap. Also, I have no video. I don't see anybody.
I see you, you see me, we are we, and we are all together because Smiley McGee is here.
I am, Pat. I'm here.
Hello, Smiley. You have betrayed us for the state of Indiana. Do you
Which
have
I'm actually still. It's funny you said you mentioned that, Pat. I'm actually still currently in the state of
There we go.
Illinois because I'm actually driving to my house as I speak.
wait. Are you giving us the exclusive that you're not leaving? Are you pulling a Leo and Wolf of Wall Street on us?
Unfortunately not, Pat. I'm actually
Aw,
still traveling.
Damn.
I'm still traveling to Indiana as
Damn.
I speak, but I am actually here for this podcast.
Ah,
You know what? I have a bit of possible breaking news.
Oh yeah?
Um,
Pregnant?
yeah, no.
Okay.
no.
Okay. Okay.
Rumor has it, my sources tell me that Smiley McGee might be making a return within the next 2 months.
flapjacks. And that's good.
Oh.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
We're counting down the days, buddy. We're counting down the days.
I can't guarantee November, but I have a pretty good source that December might be in play here, boys.
Ooh.
I'll December you.
Dan, don't start something you don't want that you can't finish, bud.
You know what? I'll get to you later. I gotta finish this thing with Gabagool.
Wait,
over here.
before you finish this thing with Gabagool, Smiley, I know you'd been talking about wanting to address you leaving, wanting to address Rocket Pro Wrestling fans. Is there anything you want to say before we start talking a little more about Rocket Pro?
I want to say, thank you to all the fans that we have here of the LIM. And also thank you to the staff, and wrestlers of RPW, that have, welcomed us with open arms and welcomed me specifically with open arms. September was kind of an emotional month, for me specifically with all of this. And, I want to thank you guys for sure for being so understanding of me.
Absolutely, dude. Now, I also hear rumblings that you may have a major announcement you want to make.
Yes, Pat, there actually is. I am not leaving the group by any stretch of the imagination, but because I am going to not be around as much, I have made the decision, and I have talked to the, even though he says he's not the leader, but, we call him the leader of
I'm not the leader, but go ahead.
the group.
Oh, wait.
I
Where did
decided
Tony Gabagool go? Where did Tony Gabagool go?
I don't know. He saw my presence and got scared.
I don't think he really got scared. I don't think he got scared at all. I don't know where he's at. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. He's back and better than ever.
Welcome back.
All right, Smiley, back to your announcement. What were you going to say?
Since I will not be around, I have decided to appoint a new second in command. And that will be Tony Gabagool.
Hold on. What is this? This is Cowabunga, man. I had to read off my list for that one.
Too soon. When we're going
This
to
is
talk about
bullshit.
the title.
This is real bullspit. All right.
You're all right, Smiley. You always been all right. I knew you'd come around.
Tony, I talked with Smiley about this. You know,
With that announcement, I am officially calling off my investigation.
Yeah!
Simp, thank you, Simp.
Good man, Simp.
So,
Listen,
but-
Simp, you'll get your money when I get it. I'll get it to you at some point. Anyways, as second in command, I'd like to announce. We'll get to it later.
So, I will say, Smiley and I have
It's just-
talked about this.
It's just I'm at a loss for words. Okay, that's how excited I am about this. I wanted it for a long time. You know, give me a second to compose myself. We'll be right back.
Oh, while you get a second to compose yourself, I got to get something because I want to show something. So, Dan, I want you to read some more swear words for me for a
Yeah.
second.
Schmikes. I don't get that one, but peas and rice also I don't get. I'm just gonna read the ones that don't make sense to me. William Shatner, I hardly know her. Corn Nuts, Judas Priest. They're just a good band, you know. They're a decent band. Crappity,
Living after midnight.
Cheese and Crackers.
Okay, we're good on this.
Okay.
I just want to show you guys something. So Smiley and I talked a lot about this. And there were a lot of things that came into mind as I gave Smiley my blessing to make Tony Gabagool second in command. And there was one thing in particular that came to mind. And it's this. This is our Nova Award for Rowdiest Fan Group that we won at Fall Brawl.
Two-time. Who's with me, boys?
I'm with you, and so Smiley McGee, because he's got the other one.
There you go.
Exactly.
And with that said, Tony Gabagool is one of the rowdiest members of the LIM. His work on the podcast this summer was incredible. So, Tony, it sounds like you're going to accept it. So,
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
you are now my second in command. Congratulations. Sim, it looks like you got something to say, do you? He does not.
Take any L's.
Pick any L's?
Hey, you know what else? What L we have?
Hey, you know what else?
What else?
Oh, what else?
What else?
What else you got?
What else?
What you got for me?
What you got for me?
Come on, Simp. I know you're like half man, half machine.
Smiley
all-
McGee
Smiley
Yes.
McGee.
does not have an L in his name
Yeah, it's Smiley
because he
McGee.
takes no L's.
He does not take any L's.
Does not take any other.
That's true.
Oh, you know what? Hold on.
Smiley McGee.
Smiley McGee. All right. We're going to get on Botcha Mania quicker than Shaq Collins.
Why did you give that man the L, Pat? You're just
Because
handing
I
out
don't
L's
wanna-
now.
I
You're
don't want
handing out L's to. He just left, man, and now you're handing the guy an L. That's crazy. That's not right.
Hey, I handed him an L that he needed, just like we're going to hand the world famous fabulous Idolizers an L
Yeah, we
in the fan wars.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, we are. You're darn right. You're darn right.
So, Dan, you experienced Nani for the first time this Saturday at the car show.
Donnie.
What do you think?
All I'm gonna say is, I thought that us taking the Chet head out to dinner afterwards was a great experience, you know, a real bonding time. Although the whole time Gabagool was really fawning over the belt and whatnot. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I wasn't really paying much attention to anything that these idolizers had to say, because I don't know, they're not the LIM, all right, and frankly, I think they don't stand hold a candle to us.
And I will say, Rion was kind of getting concerned with how much Tony was staring at the LIM title. I wish someone would look at me the way Tony Gabagool stared.
Yeah,
at
I would.
LIM
Me
title.
too. Me too. I mean, he was just kind of gawking at it, and you know what that shows? It just shows me he saw my belt, and he's like, "Wow, that's way better than anything I could haggle together in my basement."
Listen,
So-
I want you all to hear my words real quick. Sometimes you got to close a door to open a window, okay?
Sounds like you're not the sharpest knife in the crayon box, Gabagool. That makes no sense.
In the
I
beginning
understood
of
that
Rion's
reference,
theme
Tony
song.
Gaga.
Thank you, baby LaGreca. They're not allowed to see my eyes. I'm eyes without a face, but vice reversa.
Technology doesn't work that well.
You can't.
Baby LaGreca's trying to break kayfabe here.
Don't worry.
LaGreca, what you doing?
I gotta back up.
Baby,
So-
LaGreca, put
Baby.
those shades on, buddy.
So I have something to say about the world famous, fabulous idolizers.
What do you got? Tell him, Smiley.
So you want to sit there and say that they are this wonderful fan group. No, they're not a fan group. They're just a babysitting service for the idols.
Oh, treat it.
They're a babysitting service for fragile egos.
Do they
Exactly.
do clients? I got one right here. I would never send them to that daycare. Okay, you're not going there. Not anytime soon. Okay, thank you. Thank you. This is ridiculous. He wants to be in here with us because he's the youngest member of the LI.
Yeah.
Not official yet.
Not
He may be-
official.
Not official, but
Baby.
all I'm gonna Gabagool. I was doing some thinking the other day and I realized something. And
What's that?
this is just something for everyone here in the LIM. Not only am I the longest reigning LIM champion, but I'm also the youngest.
Well, your first problem was you were trying to think, okay? And your second problem is you're the longest reigning champ because you haven't defended the belt yet.
I defended this belt all across that East Coast.
Ridiculous.
Gabagool.
Ridiculous. Hey, Pac-Man, I hear you coughing, and I just wanted to let everybody know why I miss. Yeah, he's coughing too. I just wanted to let everybody know why I miss Fall Brawl. See, I came down with a little something they're calling the Amish flu. Okay, have you heard of the Amish flu?
I have not. No.
Well, first
They have.
you get a little hoarse, okay? Then you get a little buggy, all right? Next thing I know, I'm churning butter in the kitchen, all right? But I'm feeling much better, and I hope to make it to Darkness Falls so I can beat your brother, take that belt home, and be a fighting champion. A drinking fighting champion.
A fighting drinking champion. Simp, you were holding Danny's belt as we saw in the cold open. Where do you weigh in on all of this?
Why are you coughing? You got the Amish
Who do
flu?
you who do you think is gonna win between Danny and Tony Gabagool? And now he's typing because
It's
now
an
I got
easy-
him thinking.
It's an easy answer, simp.
Now we got him thinking a little bit.
There's only one right
Tony Gaga.
answer.
Tony.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Sim. A loyal friend.
So what do you think of
You're
that,
gonna-
Danny?
You really gonna do this
Because
to me,
he
Paul
pays
Heyman?
me. Not just because he pays me.
Ah.
Not just because he.
Oh.
You were- We had something good going, simp. We had something good going at that car show. You were holding the belt, and then you dropped it so
then you
abruptly to go
ran.
run to Gabagool.
You stop touching the keyboard, please. Thank you.
All I'm gonna say is
Anyone like you? Danny. I like
Any-
you,
thanks, Sam. I mean, I know you don't think I'm
but
gonna
you're
win,
no
but
Tony Gaga.
Oh, you're no Tony Gaga. Oh,
I keep saying Gaga.
you do keep
Yeah,
saying Gaga. You're
you do keep
Gaga
saying
over
Gaga.
Gaga.
I am a fan of Lady
Gabagool.
Gaga.
you keep saying Tony Gaga
Gabagool.
because he's Gaga
Hey,
goal.
there it is.
Danny, I know you've been preparing for this challenge and you put out some exercises. Do you have any exercises you want to show us right now?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, I'd rather not show off my secret weapons because
Well, we've
you-
already seen
what
a
you-
lot of them.
This guy thinks
We've
is-
seen them.
You think that's all? I'm not gonna show my whole hand.
Where'd you learn those from? The gym teacher from Cheney Manji, huh?
Mr. All he did was throw basketballs out there.
Listen,
Riders, mount up. A young Warren G. Hey, you want to know what I've done to prepare?
Oh my God.
Catch?
What?
You want to
What,
know what
Sam?
I've done?
What's it?
Sim?
Tony.
Yes. Yes, Sim.
come on, Sim, spit it out.
No, take your time, Sam.
Laughing.
Okay.
Laughing, yes.
Laughing.
It was funny, yeah. You want to know what I've done to prepare for this match of the ages? I went and tracked down, I went and I talked to that guy from the Boner's Beer Brewcast, and I shook him down and I stole a secret weapon from him. Top secret juice, okay? This is
Oh, the
top
top-
secret. This
Yeah.
is top secret, and this is bottom secret, okay? Now listen, baby Rebecca. I
By
need
the
you to
way,
listen
nice
to
hat.
me. Here's a bag for you. I present to you my secret weapon.
Wait, I thought it was top secret and bottom secret.
Well, I'm showing you to you now. It's called a spaghetti, and it's what true Italians.
A secret
drink.
anymore, you're showing it to us.
Yeah,
It's not
how
a
can-
secret anymore.
That's not a secret anymore.
First, you start by drinking some of this.
Why would anyone ever want to drink that?
Because it's the spaghetti. It's an Italian
Life.
tradition.
Okay, but that's Miller High Life, and Miller
Once-
High Life tastes how Modelo comes up.
Once I
That
drink
sounds like
this
weed.
whole thing, I will be able to defeat you. Okay.
I doubt that very much so, Gabagool, but whatever makes you
This is
sleep
the
at night.
secret juice. Okay, hold on. I got a lot of head here. I'm like Al Snow. I'm like Rav on a Tuesday night. Okay, I got all the heads with me.
So
All right, mix it in.
Smiley McGee.
Are we doing?
Smiley McGee.
Yes.
Here's my question for you.
Okay.
So you don't sound afraid of the Idolizers, but I think the group that we really need to be afraid of here
I would like to
is-
cook. Please tell him to do it. I give you.
is White Girl Wasted.
Are we talking about just one lonely Santino here? Is that what we're doing?
No, I mean White Girl Wasted is the most powerful group in all of Rocket Pro.
Yeah,
Uh,
who's
According to who?
yeah, according to who? How
Oh.
many members are in it again?
Hey, I'm Rocket Pro Wrestling staff. I kind of have an
I only know
inside
one guy
on
in that
White Girl
group.
Wasted related
Actually,
thing.
actually, Pat.
We should be
Actually, Pat,
worried.
I'm gonna answer that with a question. What you mean?
Yeah, what you mean?
What you did there? I saw it. You know what? Actually, I got something to say. Keep that microphone up, Dan, so the people can hear me. Shut up, Santino.
Shut up,
That's right.
Santino.
Oh,
That's
we'll-
right.
And we'll do
That's
that
right.
again at the end of the show. This isn't the end of the show. But we got to talk about, speaking of shows.
Yeah, he's the entire group.
Speaking of
Hold on,
shows,
we missed
And
something
he's
very
just
important.
the guy we tell shut up to.
Remember, you know how at the car show we were trying to get Damian Gray to sign your yearbook? I think
yeah.
we need to go over
Oh,
this, buddy.
we're gonna talk about Damian Gray when we get to Fall Brawl. You know what? Let's make that the first thing because we got to talk about Darkness Falls. Smiley, Simp, you two were there. Some highlights from the show. Turtle. Turtle won, but Damian Saint stripped Turtle of the Chicagoland Championship, which Turtle then called Damian Saint an asshole. And then Damian Saint fired him, put him in the crossface with his cane, and fired him as Davison Sarai, who is now a member of the Undeniable, put the microphone up to his mouth so he could wish him the best in his future endeavors. Smiley, what was going through your mind when general manager guy, 10 months in a row, Beard of Thor, Mr. Gentleman guy,
Standing room only.
Standing room only.
Damian
Times
Saint, times 10, 10 times, 10 times. No, I'm not going to do all that. But what was going through your mind when that happened?
To be honest, I was in a pretty good state of shock at that moment in time. Because I actually was at ringside for that match because of the fact that I was the senior code official that night. So yeah, I was pretty much in a state of shock. Couldn't believe my eyes. I felt bad for our fellow LIM member Turtle for being stripped of the title. Even though he won it fair and square during the match, that title's been around Rocket Pro, I think, ever since I've been going. So I didn't know that this was not really truly a sanctioned belt of RPW.
It was actually originally a belt of IPW.
I got you. Okay.
So that is true. Dan, Turtle, he's a member of LIM, and he's out of the job at Rocket Pro. You weren't there. When you heard that the amazing Turtle, Nubby, my co-host on the JFW podcast, was not having a job at Rocket Pro anymore.
He is not job.
He's he's still job, but he's no longer job at Rocket Pro. What do you think of that?
I like him as a wrestler. I think he's a phenomenal wrestler. I think it's I don't understand why it's kind of a silly decision on Damian Saint's part to get rid of someone who is such a draw. But as a person, I will say I will disagree with any man who says that they like Hawaiian bread.
Oh, come on. The man lost his job and you're mad over Hawaiian bread?
Listen, all I'm saying, he won't be spending his RPW bucks on Hawaiian bread anymore, all right?
Oh, for God's sakes. Show a little sensitivity towards the situation.
I am. He's a great wrestler. I just think that, Hawaiian bread is awful, and I think that his taste in that is also horrible.
Are you still mad that he said you're kind of living in your own world? Because I feel like this is what that's all about.
I'm living in my own world. I'm in Chicago, 40 miles away from all of you. I'm in the big city. What do you guys got but suburbia? You got a gas station on every corner. You got a McDonald's on every corner. That's fantastic. You know what I got? Skyscrapers, business, a moving city, a nightlife. The only nightlife that we have out there was Rocket Pro Wrestling. And that's the only thing that's worth going to.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You were starting to lose me in the first half, and then you said Rocket Pro's awesome, and I think we would all agree with that. Tony, I know
I'll agree with him.
Even you've had your issues with the Amazing Turtle on account of the pizza incident, but I know that's water under the bridge, sewage through the sewer lines, as Nubby might say. You weren't there either. Now, when you heard that Turtle lost the title and was fired, what were your thoughts?
Listen, I was coming down with that terrible Amish flu, okay? And once I heard this news, that was the worst gut shot in the whole thing, okay? It made me feel 10 times even worse. This guy, he doesn't go after anybody. He's one of the most respectful guys around. Why would you strip the title off of him? What did he do to piss you off, Saint? That's what I want to know.
Speaking
of, I'd hate to be.
He has no problems with Turtle at all.
I hated to be the bearer of bad news, but he did call Saint an asshole. But I think that was after the fact that he stripped him of the title. But I digress.
I mean, wouldn't you call a guy an asshole if he stripped you of your title?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what? I just simply wouldn't. Someone try to strip me of my title, I wouldn't give it. You can't take this away from me. I earned this. What are you?
Now,
and Gabagool. All I'm gonna say is try taking this from me. All right.
now,
Tony,
Tony,
I got the spaghetti. Look at that bright red hue. Okay, I got the spaghetti, buddy.
Now, Tony, you talked a little bit about people being pissed off. You actually have someone that's a little mad at you. And
All I was trying to do.
Wait, hold on. I don't know if you're aware of this, but J-Beck the Paycheck kind of called you out for calling him J-Beck the Bounce Check.
Well, what do you want from me? I'm just spitting facts, okay?
And the thing is, it started to catch on a little bit.
It
got under his skin.
Your second in command is the brains of this operation, okay?
Oh, but also, Simp, you actually got laid at the last show.
Hey, my man.
He got laid by Koa Laksamana. Ha ha!
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, whoa.
So,
all right.
So Simp, I have to ask you, was that the first time you've been laid?
Tell the truth.
Oh, he's adjusting his sunglasses. He knows we're gonna get a serious answer from him about getting laid.
Tell the truth. Mr. Sikora is always listening. Riders, mother. So
I just remember playing a lot of dodgeball in his class.
hell yeah.
I just remember him casually just singing 99 Red Balloons just out of nowhere.
Yeah, he would do that even when I was there.
Strike them, cowboy.
Wait, I asked you about getting laid, and you're thinking about cowboys. What kind of Mickey Mouse bull crap are you trying to do here, Simp?
All right.
Well, what else happened at this show, guys?
Yeah, what else happened?
Well, Koa won.
We need to talk about something.
What do we need to... So,
Something very important that happened at that show.
So, what do you want to talk about?
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
How you put the fall in fall brawl.
Oh, too soon, dude.
Pac-Man.
Too soon.
You need an ice pack for your ass. Are we allowed to say ass? I can't remember.
We can say ass. We just can't.
Okay, do you need an ice pack for your ass? An ass pack?
A PX pack. Oh, this leads to our
First sponsor of the episode.
Did you get pushed on your ass by one of your classmates at a wrestling show? It's a PX ass pack. Put in the promo code Damian Gray sucks for 30% off your order. And we'll get another one for the other butt cheek for free. That's 2 butt cheeks for the price of 1.
Buy one, get one free.
Buy one, get one free butt cheeks.
Might I
I mean, not like
PX.
hold on. We need to be a little more specific. These podcast people might get mad.
Hold on.
Butt cheek.
I got a disclaimer. I've got a disclaimer for this product.
Okay.
Butt cheeks not included.
Yeah, you have to BYOB. Bring your own butt cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I got a lot to say about it. So, Damian Gray, Tony, you remember him from the neighborhood high school?
Oh, sure I do.
Do you remember all the different times that he shoved me into lockers?
I do. In that J hallway, it was already congested, and he'd come down like a big bully that he is. Boom! See ya, Pac-Man.
And, you know, I found out that he was a wrestler now, got trained by Seth Rollins, and I heard he was coming to Rocket Pro. So we paid extra close attention to his matches. I was willing to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. You know, a lot of years have passed. Maybe, you know, people do change, but at the end of the day, I mean, I think it's obvious through everything that we've seen in Rocket Pro and Damian Gray. Damian Gray has not changed one iota.
Let me stop you there. I think he's changed, and I think he's become worse. He's become more of a jerk, Pac-Man.
I agree. The more I learn about that guy, the less I care for him.
Agreed.
You know, and let me ask you all
He's the
something.
only guy I know that wouldn't sing along to the Friday song on the intercom. Okay, that's the kind of guy that
That is a sin.
That is an major sin.
He's no Thomas
Oh,
Foolery.
yes, it's Friday. Na 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 na. Oh, yes, it's Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday, everyone. Go get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wouldn't even sing along to that.
How do you not sing along? That is a certified banger.
Classic.
But let me ask you guys a question here.
I mean, Damian
Been asking
Gray
a lot of questions here. Keep
is
going.
no Thomas Foolery.
No
That's
one
true.
is Thomas Foolery.
Kind of
but-
cool guy.
But I'm gonna ask you guys a question. So you go to a wrestling show, right? We can pretty much say whatever the hell we want. We can cheer
Except
and
for you.
boo whoever the hell we want.
Yes, but I can't.
And
say
we
exactly
both- we all
the things that I
know-
wanna say.
We all know that we're not going to get physically harmed by the wrestlers.
Yeah, it's the competition sticks between the ropes, kind of thing. I think it's
We
it's the whole
don't-
thing.
And we don't put ourselves in a position where we cross that barricade and we don't lay hands on the wrestlers either, no matter how much they piss us off.
Mhm.
Right?
True.
Have you ever at a wrestling show had a wrestler that you booed put their hands on you? And this is a question for everybody here.
Well, I guess I could sit there and share this little tidbit with you guys because none of you guys actually know what happened while I was being senior code official while the idols were making trips to the ring that night.
Do tell.
Joey Roth kind of gave me a little tap on the back of my leg.
He did what?
He did it. He when he was walking, he kind of sat there and gave me a little tap kick kind of deal.
So it wasn't only me.
No.
Well, does that surprise you with the idols? But so outside of that, and outside of what I'm going to talk about in a minute here, Dan, Gabagool, Simp, has any wrestler ever put their hands on you because they didn't like what you were cheering or booing?
No, that's unheard of.
No. The only time I ever had a bad experience was at a meet and greet with Rikishi.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the less said about that, the better. But yeah, you guys have seen the footage. I was standing around, kind of taunting, dancing. I was a little drunk. I was dancing around. I was feeling loose on my feet.
By drunk, he said he had 3 beers.
And
Sounds
he
about right.
shoved me, and I fell flat on my ass. I literally slid halfway across. So pretty much I slid, fell on my ass, and thankfully, Nuke was right there to catch me as I was falling. I wasn't hurt, thankfully. And for what he did, which was amazing to see, our grandfather, C-Red, slapped the taste right out of his mouth.
Love C-Red.
And that was a slap, Simp. You were there. That was a slap that reverberated all the way around St. Joe's Park. You can confirm how loud and how powerful that slap was. You can nod if you agree with that.
Can you? Can you or can you not?
Can you nod? You can nod.
Hey, guys,
You know what? I bet you C-Red was a little upset with Damian there.
have you ever noticed, what does this look like?
That's Damian Gray.
Oh!
Pac-Man, is this the man that hurt you?
That is the man that hurt me. I feel
Why?
I dude, I never even thought of that.
Yeah, now you can't unsee it.
Now I can't unsee it. It's like John Cena.
Donkey
You can't
Kong.
see him. There you go. Yeah, he's like Donkey Kong. Exactly, Simp. But that
Like a
wasn't
mix between Donkey Kong and Sid. A little bit.
my ex says he looks kind of like Sid. I'm waiting for him to blow up a combat Carl in the parking lot of St. Joe's Park.
He still plays with toys.
What a jamoke. Am I right, guys? I mean, look, Tony, you brought volume 87. You brought that there because you knew there was going to be a meet and greet, and you know, you just wanted some autographs for you and baby LaGreca.
Yeah, sorry for supporting independent wrestling, okay? Shame on me.
And he slammed that volume 87 of yours out of your hand.
Right in the middle of the place.
You know, that's a limited edition volume 87, by the way.
Very
One of a
limited.
kind. One of a kind.
They only made 1,000 of them.
But the thing is, even then, I was just standing there listening, and he was, oversharing or saying his angry words or whatever he had to say. And he grabs me by the collar of this shirt, which is a very nice shirt. It's a Johnny Nice shirt.
I just hope you washed it after you touched it.
Yeah, I cleaned it multiple times. I used it a little. I cleaned it, especially here. Lots of soap and water. Don't want his greasy, grimy greaser mitts on my shirt. And, I've said a lot of things on a lot of different podcasts, Power Hour, JFW. And here's what I'm going to say here, and I'm going to try to keep it a little different. There's a lot of different emotions going through my head as all of this is going on. I'm a little confused by how exactly to react to this when it's clear the general manager isn't going to do anything about it. I mean, we all saw he came in and he didn't do anything about it. He just addressed what was going on with Maximus Orion and Damian Gray at the car show. He didn't say one word outside of the fact that, yes, technically I am Rocket Pro staff. Yes, I do entrances with Chet. And yes, I have signed a waiver. But again, that waiver also has a code of conduct that's attached to it where that says that wrestlers cannot put their hands on the fans. So clearly Damian Saint is not going to enforce his own rules by his own explanation of things. So I have a lot of thoughts about where things are going to go, because clearly what's going on with Damian Gray and I, it's not over. And I didn't start it. I was just doing what I normally do as a fan, which is cheer and boo whoever the hell I damn well please. And quite frankly, I didn't start it, but somebody's going to have to finish this.
I think the thing that gets me the most, Pac-Man, is you haven't been trained yet. You haven't gone through any training in the ring. So how can you defend yourself against a wrestler, right? It's
Someone who's got experience.
It's like stealing candy from baby LaGreca. It's
Just don't do it.
I'd steal candy from baby LaGreca.
Hey, you better watch
It's
it.
pretty easy.
Unreal. You get what I'm saying, Pac-Man?
I get what you're saying.
It's just terrible, despicable. I think maybe you should pay our pal Koa Loxamana a visit over at his gym, Shorewood Fitness, and you can start pumping iron so you can defend yourself.
And that's the thing. I'm at that point where it's like, do I need to start getting ready to defend myself? Because clearly I'm not going to physically provoke Damian Gray. But that's the thing. It's like we're getting close to that stage, because he actually shoved me. You don't see it in the video, but he shoved past me. He got physical with me another time as he was leaving after Damian Saint made the match for the start of the show. So, yeah, it's. I don't think it's over. I really don't think it's over. But I've said all I've needed to say about that. Johnny Nye is now coming to the light side. He's seen the errors of his ways. He recognizes that Joey Roth maybe doesn't have a lot of their best interests at heart. So he went and decided to start listening to the fans. That the fans matter more than what anything Joey Roth has to say. And Johnny Nye defeated Kevin K. Christian Rose, there's still those issues with TDC. He got very, very involved in the tag team title match that Damian DeShane and Brooks Berna were in against the Final Level. And in the end, it cost DeShane and Berna the titles. But not only did the Final Level have those titles with them at the end of the match, they also had some chocolate chip cookies. Delicious box of cookies. And there was a chant that started for those cookies at the park. Amazing. Amazing, I say.
Nothing beats the grandma cookie, though.
Nothing beats a grandma cookie. That is the truth. Koa in singles action defeated Eric Schultz. Gunnar Brave defeated Christian Rose and Hartenbauer to go to the Rocket to the Top ladder match, which we'll talk a little bit more about future potential participants in a little bit here. We also had a very angry Quinn Whittick with a lot to prove going up against new Rocket Pro Wrestling champion Aaron Stone. Now, Aaron Stone had injuries to his legs as Quinn Whittick was doing everything in his power to use the tables, the ladders, the chairs, to try to go after Aaron's leg, preventing him from climbing up the ladder. But in the end, Aaron Stone was able to retain the title. But I don't want to, we want to give a shout out to Shaq Jordan, who made Botchamania for hitting that moonsault and kicking the lights down from the rig at St. Joe's Park. Have you guys seen the footage of this?
No, you know what? You told me about it, but I didn't get a chance to look it up.
You got to see the footage of it. It's seriously, the height that he was able to get was absolutely insane, because you know how high that rig is.
Yeah, I mean, the lights have to hang up there about 20 feet above the ring.
Tony, have you seen Shaq Jordan kicking down the lights at St. Joe's Park?
Crazy. Unbelievable feat.
Unbelievable feat is right, pun intended. But Connor Hopkins was able to capitalize on that injury and work the leg and made Shaq tap out, and Connor retained the Outer Limits Championship. Now, we have another Rocket Pro Wrestling show coming up on October 14th at St. Joe's Park.
I'll be there.
And you will be there. And Tony Gabagool will be there. Simp, will you be there?
Yeah, Gabagool.
I think Simp.
I
think Simp will be there. I'll be there. And as far as Bill Shelley goes, he might go to it.
Guys,
I'm starting to gabagool up, guys. I'm almost done with the spaghetti. I'm almost gooled out. Here we go.
Chug, chug, chug. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a me, Tony Gabagool. I'm gonna kick your ass, Danny boy. And I'm gonna take the title home with me.
My spaghetti.
It's my spaghetti. And I drink the whole thing. And I'm gonna be the champion of the LIM.
Hey, after I beat you on October 14th, can you come and fix my toilet?
Yes. And the sink. And the garden hose.
Thanks, you're a real pal.
But I will kick your ass.
Man, you're going to have a hard time using that shitter if he kicks your ass.
Yes, I will. But it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Oh, you know what? Before we get to the show, Maximus Orion was not able to regain his Rocket Pro Wrestling Intercounty Championship against Ryan Skills, Tony Gabagool's childhood hero, after the Ryan Matthews came out and attacked Maximus Orion out of nowhere in the middle of the match. And Ryan lost the match, but still retained because the title doesn't change hands because of a disqualification. Tony, I know you just muted yourself. You're like crap, son of a. But your childhood hero is still the Intercounty champion. Your thoughts?
You know what, the Maximus? You should have drank the spaghetti and you would have kicked the ass of the Rian. But you don't drink the spaghetti. Only a Gabagool drink a spaghetti.
Well, you know, he might need some spaghetti when he goes up against Damian Gray in the first match at Darkness Falls.
So hold on. You're telling me that when you drink this spaghetti stuff, you go from Tony Soprano to Mario?
That is a bullshit and anti-Italian discrimination.
I'm not the one talking with my hands, bud.
Hey, you listen, pal. These hands are going to beat you at the fall, the brawl.
Well, listen, I'll show you what my hands are going to be doing. My hands aren't going to be doing much of this. They're going to be going like this.
Oh, yeah, you do
I
that
was worried about where that
all
was
the
going.
times. You always have your hand over your mouth doing that, Danny boy. This is no joking matter, Pac-Man.
I know
second
it's
in
not.
command. I must win the belt.
You are now second in command.
Mm-hmm.
So, second in command. Maximus Orion versus Damian Gray.
Maximus Orion.
No, here's the thing. Damian Gray, because no matter what these idols do, because they're cowards and they can't win in a fair way, that's going to be the X factor.
They're a pussycats. They want to fight the fair fight, okay?
Is that cat Damian Gray?
I don't think we can say that. The podcast people, man.
It's
We can say that because he had a kid.
Oh, so I get a full list of things, and then all of a sudden Gabagool can say whatever he wants.
No, he said
all
cat.
Because he's Is it all because he's second in command?
No, it's not a thing of favoritism.
Well, this is a load of malarkey, all right?
Yeah, watch your language there. But
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Damn it.
They don't. The idols. They cannot win a match clean to save their lives. Because they're weak, and they know they're weak. They're losing their power, they're losing their influence every single day. And it's clear that they are very much afraid of what's to come, because why else would they be trying to push fans to gain and maintain any shred of relativeness?
You know, I liked the idols a little bit at first. Like, they didn't seem too bad. And then, you know, they did all this awful stuff, and it kind of like put a real bad taste in my mouth in them. You know, so they went from having 6 fans to having 5, and the only 5 being those in the famous Idolizers.
And they don't even have the Hot Double J fan.
They don't even have Hot Double J's only fans.
They don't have his only fans. They don't even have access to it.
Don't even have an exclusive access.
They do not.
Baby.
Right, baby.
There is a baby. Now,
Bambino correct.
next we have for the Rocket to the Top briefcase ladder match. You know what? Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause this.
Where are you?
All right, and now we are rejoined by Smiley McGee, who had to step away real briefly, and he joined in at a great time because we're about to talk about the qualifying matches for the Rocket to the Top briefcase. We have Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, and the Flower Chower Theo Strong, a debuting superstar for Rocket Pro coming in. We also have later in the show a fatal 4-way, or we do have a fatal 4-way between Koa Laksamana, Shogun Chris Logan, Devin August, and the returning Sam Knight, who was a member of the Rocket Pro roster real briefly when Rocket Pro started. And we have those matches and those winners of those matches are going to join Gunner Brave in the Rocket to the Top ladder match, which will be taking place later this season. So, I want to get some of your guys' thoughts on some of these competitors. I can add some context to some because Sam Knight I do have some familiarity with. But initially, what do you guys think? Who is going to join Gunner Brave in the Rocket to the Top ladder match?
Well, I guess I'll get it started. For at least the fatal four-way part of it, because I forgot who the first set of competitors was, but anyway,
it was give me 1 second, I can give that to you. Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, and Theo Strong.
Okay. So if I had to pick out of it, because out of the first one, I think I'd love to see Skylar Reed take the victory in that one, just so we can have that semi-closure of the Skylar Reed Gunner Brave rivalry that was kind of where I kind of picked up my fandom from at the time that I started watching Rocket Pro on the YouTube channel. And then secondly, for the Fatal 4-Way, I believe I picked Koa Laksamana when I voted. So, Koa's been our guy since he arrived in RPW. So, that's where I'll leave it to somebody else to pick up where I left off here.
Simp, I'm gonna ask you for your thoughts in a minute. Just let us know when you're ready for them. Dan, who do you think's gonna be joining between these 7 men? Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, Theo Strong. We also have Koa, Shogun, Devin August, and Sam Knight. Between these 7 men, who are gonna be the 2 of them that will join Gunner Brave in the ladder match, in your view?
I am a big Shogun fan. I will make that known. Shogun is a phenomenal wrestler, and I would love
Yeah.
I would love to see him and Gunner Brave.
Ooh. And they have mixed it up before. They did wrestle for the Outer Limits title earlier on in the season.
Mm-hmm. I think it would be
last year.
Yeah, I think it would be good match.
Now, what about the other match? Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, and Theo Strong.
We need the Skylar.
So you're thinking it's going to be Gunner, Skylar, Shogun.
Yeah.
Tony Gabagool. What do you hear? What do you say? What do you say about this Rocket to the Top?
That's gotta be a Kane.
That's gotta be Kane.
Listen, I'll tell you this. My pick for Rocket to the Top, that was not Italian. For a second, all right?
Easy there. You're an inch away from getting us canceled again.
Yeah, the spaghetti's starting to wear off, so, and I'm all out of high life. So listen, my choice for this match, I'm going to have to go with Smiley. Look, Koa, the guy's on fire. He's everywhere. He's either at AAW, NWA, right? He agrees with me. The guy is on fire. It's going to be a red wave.
But then what about Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, and Theo Strong? I mean, you got Skylar. He's one of your guys.
It's not my guy, pal.
He's what? I'm not your pal, buddy.
It's not my buddy guy.
You're not my guy, friend.
And that's like eating a turd sandwich with mustard or just a plain turd sandwich. I got to go with Eric Schultz, I guess.
Simp, you're a member of the lovely Intoxicated Men because we inducted you this past Saturday. What do you think? Who's going to win between those 7 men? He's thinking, he's computing. He's calculating all the results. He's doing the Steiner math. Who's got the 141 2/3 chance of going on to face?
Who was the?
So we have Eric Schultz, Skylar Reed, and Theo Strong in one match. And in the other match, we have Koa Laksamana, who helped you get laid, Chris Logan, Devin August, and Sam Knight.
Comma.
Comma Mustafa?
Come
up with Zappa.
Koa.
Koa. How do you get Kama from Koa? Koa, and then who do you have for okay, so it's Skylar Reed, Eric Schultz, and Theo Strong. And Simp is messaging us because he's having technical difficulties with his voice assistant.
It's almost like technology has failed us.
That is all right. We are making do with what we got.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you some time to think about that. So,
yeah, what's next? What's next, Pat?
We have the master of the Chicago Bear Hug, Steve Michaels, versus the Space Cowboy, Stacey Alexander. I mean, we've all seen how dominant the Chicago Bear Hug has been in Rocket Pro.
He's a big dude.
Hey Pat, do we have any familiarity with the Space Cowboy that they're bringing in?
All I know is some people call him the Space Cowboy. Some call him the Gangster of Love. The Simp calls him Stacy. Wow.
Okay. I guess I got to stay with the Rocket Pro Wrestling mainstay here in Steve Michaels. Even though he is quote unquote what I think is we're gonna call him undeniable. Question mark?
Question.
On the end of that?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a he's very dominant. We also have going up against each other single superstar of the year, the Ryan Matthews versus Rockstar Johnny Nye.
Yeah, that's a fixed vote right there. I mean, the guy's probably cut out heads probably voted for him.
Now wait, here's the thing, guys. Because if we say that the Ryan Matthews, his vote was rigged, what does it say about our two Nova Awards?
Ours was real. We had Nigerian princes help us. I mean,
we did. I mean, okay, allegedly, we don't want to get the rumor started, but the thing is, we won this legitimately. I don't want to start the rumors necessarily. I think people do like the Ryan Matthews because let's face it, that is a man who is too sexy for his shirt. He doesn't even wear one to the ring.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't even wear one to the ring.
I've never heard a person cheer for that man.
I mean, we show him our heads. Let me rephrase that. We show him our cardboard cutouts when he comes out to the ring.
And then he sits there and goes, yelling at us.
Yeah, he said you were a fake champion.
Yeah, he said I was a fake champion. I don't see any gold around his waist.
Well, he's got the Nova, which is like gold. It's like gold.
It's like gold, but it's not a belt.
Well, you might have a point there. But, this is going to be the second time that Johnny Nye is going to be fighting without the support of the Idols.
Just saying, I feel like this is going to be a Johnny Nye victory because I don't see how the Ryan Matthews can sit there and kick Johnny Nye's behind. So that's my vote.
Dan, the LIM champion, your thoughts? Okay.
I agreed.
Simp has disappeared. Tony Gabagool has disappeared to attend to Baby LaGreca related matters.
I only have another 16 minutes just to give you guys a heads up.
That is good because we have another 10 at least.
Okay, cool.
So we have next a fatal 4-way match between Aztec Ammunition, Jesus DeSanto, versus the Hobo Prince, Bugs Moran, versus Kevin Cade, versus Joseph Von Jaeger.
Hobo Prince.
Just because there was no one else to vote for, I voted for Kevin Cade on that.
So, I think my thing is I've seen Jesus in action defending or fighting for the Wrestle League Championship against Quinn Whittick. And we have a very, very driven, resilient competitor in Jesus. So I think ultimately it's going to come down to how resilient he can be against these four men. And the winner of this match will go on to a number one contendership to become number one contender to Rion Skills' Inter-County Championship.
Tony Gabagool's childhood hero.
Tony Gabagool's childhood hero, Rion Skills, the master of Dutch babies.
And baking.
And pictures and information liaisoning. Simp, I have a question for you. Is that the coat rack? Can you bring it further into view? Just so we can see what Tony Gabagool has returned, as has the coat rack that the Simp has, that Damian Saint drew all over at the car show. Smiley, what is your thoughts on becoming a coat rack in the Simp version of coat rackdom?
Can I just say that is just as popular as the Switchblade cardboard cutout? I was ecstatic when I saw that in the video, and man, it's got to be as popular as a Switchblade cutout. Come on.
And I know that reference. Those things were selling like hotcakes at StarCast when I went with my friend.
I'm pretty sure that people would buy my, I guess it would be face on a actual coat rack, I guess is what we're going to call that.
That is based on a real based on a true coat rack.
That is phenomenal.
That's why I trust.
That simply got me to laugh out loud. And I was just like, that is legit. You guys sat there and made my day with that. So,
hey, don't thank us. That was all Simp.
Don't thank us. You can thank
me.
Well,
thank you, Simp. And
but yeah, so number one contendership, Inter-County Championship. That was the last match we discussed. And I'm jumping around a little bit because we also have what's going to be another battle of Joliet, as Gunner Brave is going to take off on Ezio or Landai.
Gunner Brave all day long.
I mean, of course, we all got to go with Gunner.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He's a guy. He's the man
on the podcast.
He's been a host. Smiley McGee, we interviewed him.
Yes, sir.
We talked about his match.
We did.
It was like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Broken Skull Sections, but it was old style sessions.
Yeah.
That was a phenomenal time, just like you know.
Which I'm going to ask our listeners. So we did an old style sessions with Gunner Brave, talking in kind of more in a different way about professional wrestling. If you guys want to see us do that again, let us know who you'd like to see us talk to about their careers in Rocket Pro. Feel free to write them in the comments, and we'll do our best to get them on. But we want to hear from you. Who do you want to see on a future version of the old style sessions?
Now, I'm going to cut you off there because I feel like there's some people who are going to get your instructions a little misconstrued.
Okay.
Now, we are not at the point to where we can talk to anyone like the Undertaker or anything like that. So
no, we don't have Undertaker.
Yeah, we don't
have that kind of pull, guys.
We don't have that. So like, let's steer away from that. Let's talk about the wrestlers of RPW, IPW that are in the local Chicago wrestling scene. And I'm not including CM Punk because I don't think we're going to get him either.
I don't think so. He might try. I would be afraid for my life.
Yeah.
If we somehow pull a CM Punk, I am so on that interview. I don't care who else wants to be a part of it. I am on that interview.
Here's the thing. We got to be very careful with that because the last time he was on a podcast, he got sued And then
yeah, we're not having him on.
yeah,
It's not happening.
no, we're not having CM Punk.
Listen, we already
on
had to
the
deal with
podcast.
it. We already had
to
enough
deal
of
with the PCC. We don't need to deal with the law and civil litigation. Tony Gabagool. We're not going to have CM Punk on our show, so don't worry about it.
Guys, not feeling the greatest. I just was hugging the porcelain palace. It's something in that spaghetti. Not
You sure
sitting
you
well.
just
Did
didn't
somebody
drink too
touch-
much?
are you
Would
saying-
have
are you-
two beers?
Are you saying somebody touching your spaghetti?
Somebody touching my spaghetti. I'll be
Good.
back.
All right. We have one more match to talk about here. We have the Perminator, Sam Beal from Impact, versus the Dream Baker, Aaron Stone, for the Rocket Pro Wrestling Championship.
So
Aaron
just from the
Stone.
photo, he looks like an MJF wannabe.
Treated.
You know,
He looks like if you bought MJF off a Wish, okay?
exactly.
But you know what? We can't really take much away from him because he's had a lot of great showings on Impact. He's a recognized name.
Oh,
You
this
know,
is
but
this
yeah,
is who this
He may
Terminator
be a
guy is. It's
recognized
on
name,
Impact.
but hold on. You know who needs to be a recognized name? A recognized household name? That's Aaron Stone. Aaron Stone is a phenomenal wrestler who deserves a lot. He needs to be on that screen. He is so good in that ring.
Aaron Stone is an amazing.
He's
professional
incredible.
wrestler.
said that better
The
myself.
way he moves is incredible.
He's seriously incredible. The offense that he can pull out at
Mhm.
any time, and his resiliency.
So diverse.
Absolutely. I mean, I think Aaron Stone is going to walk away with it.
Oh yeah, no, hands down.
So that is Rocket Pro Wrestling, but there are a couple other things. Chet Gunderson. I have been authorized by Chet Gunderson himself to say that we're going to have Hobie fried mushrooms and Captain Dave's Galley.
Mushroom.
We're going to, so that's something you're going to want to look forward to.
We're gonna have to
Because
keep
the
those.
fried
we're gonna have to keep those
mushrooms
away from
are
Tony.
delicious.
Tony
He might,
grow.
he might grow, but he might get an extra life.
Mushroom.
He could get an extra life.
Keep that guy away from the pipes.
But that's not the only thing, because I don't know if you guys have seen this. It appears that the Rocket Pro Wrestling page was hacked.
Yeah, I didn't know what that was all about. It kind of was
It
confusing.
wasn't me.
We weren't gonna ask you, but I'm surprised you're denying it.
You know what?
That's
you know what?
now
You-
we're suspicious.
Yeah, now I'm a little suspicious about that, Sam.
We are suspicious. So
You know what? I think I know what they were laughing at in that video.
what's that?
They were laughing at Danny's pretend title reign. Okay, that's what all that cackling was about.
I don't see you carrying around the belt that you made.
Yeah, because it got destroyed. Okay.
Got destroyed. Got destroyed? What kind of champion lets his belt get destroyed?
Hulk
What kind of
Hogan?
champion doesn't defend his belt when Timmy Too Sweet requests a challenge?
I am not a. Listen,
You're not a fighting champion. I know.
I'm
I know.
a fighting
Pac-Man,
champion. I'm not a drunk driver.
I respect that.
We're
Okay.
law-abiding, intelligent men.
Exactly.
But the thing is, with that video, there are there were some familiar faces in that, and
There were some familiar faces.
there
in
was
that.
some familiar faces.
Yeah, there was. And
I
that
mean-
The
might
most
be.
notable was a certain grinning star of RPW.
One of those guys appeared to be like a ringmaster of some sort. And one of those guys looked rather sinister.
I am
And
very.
those guys look like-
He
Listen,
looked really sinister.
Look, I saw that, and you have no
But
idea
hold on,
how
but
excited
hold
I
on.
got.
The other thing is,
The other guy looked like he was built like a machine.
he was built like a machine. So, there's 4 different figures there. some people seem to be kind of familiar, especially with Grin. So it's very interesting to see what exactly that's all about. Who knows what that's about?
I'll have to stay tuned to the YouTube channel to find out, but you guys will be there live.
We'll be there live on October 14th. Rocket Pro Wrestling
1-4
presents Darkness Falls. It's going to be doors opening at 4 p.m. Bell time is at 5. $15 gets you general admission. $20 gets you front row. So you don't want to miss that.
And just to clarify, there is no fan access this month, correct, Pat?
There is no fan access. But the fans will be able to access St. Joe's Park at 4 o'clock to get in for Rocket Pro Wrestling Darkness Falls. And next week, we will have lovely Intoxicated predictions going up on Monday. So you're not going to want to miss some of those thoughts that we're going to have there. So you thought we talked a lot about Rocket Pro today? Wait till you see what our drunk minds came up with as we've been talking about this show. Guys, I don't know if there's anything else you guys want to talk about, anything else you guys want to say right now.
The only other thing I have to add is I am officially in Indiana. So that's all I have to say.
Why do you have to put a damper on this episode by saying that?
Sorry.
Yeah, Hoosier.
I know I messed up, and now
Hoosier
you're
Daddy.
gone. Blah, 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 blah.
Smiley, come
Smiley,
home.
I'm sorry I neglected you. I never expected you to run away and leave me feeling this empty. But Smiley,
just for the
your
record,
smile
I just
would
went
be
to the
like
best
so
Italian
much to
restaurant tonight.
me.
What about Italian
Please come
restaurant?
home, cause I
There was
miss
an
you,
Italian billboard
Smiley.
on the way.
Smiley, come home.
Smiley, come home.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Smiley, come home. Yeah. All right,
I actually already do miss you guys. Being on this podcast has made me feel a lot better because today was kind of an emotional day for me because today was actually my last day of working in Illinois. But, you guys made me feel a lot better by being able to be on this podcast with you guys.
Of course, even though you're in Indiana and a traitor for leaving the state, you still always have a place here in the LIM.
That is correct, Amundo.
Dan, you have a title defense coming up. Do you have any final words for Tony Gabagool? Is there anything you want to show? Is there anything you want to show Tony Gabagool before you go?
I got a parking ticket today, Tony.
You do. Okay, we're talking about that off air because I have so many questions.
Yeah, I got a parking ticket today. I'm a little upset with myself, Tony. So I'm gonna have to take out those frustrations I got from getting this parking ticket on my car on October 14th in the bar. I'm gonna be going beer.
Daddy
after
doesn't.
Beer. What, you're telling me this? You're gonna tell me that this isn't an actual parking ticket? It is. It's right here. I already paid it. I'm still not happy about it.
Wait. Oh, what? Wait, where are you going? You just kind of stopped mid-sentence.
Tony.
Danny doesn't need to say anything. All he needs to do is just grunt.
Okay.
That's all I have to say for Tony Gabagool.
Is there anything? Is there anything you want to show us though before you go? Because it seemed like you were getting up to get something.
Tony, you have the spaghetti, but I got the keg. You see, well, I don't add little flavorings to my beer. When I'm wanting and I'm training to drink beer, I drink a heavier beer, you see, because that way the lighter beer that we drink that is old style will go even down more like the water that it is.
Hey,
So
that seems like it's an insult to old style.
it goes down like water? No, that's clean.
Oh yeah,
That's good. I like it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Let me show you. Let me show you how this baby works. All right. So you turn the top, right, and it goes. You gotta let the air out, right? And then at the bottom here, you pull this, and then you put it over the glass. I can't really show you, but that's how you fill it up. So I showed you guys how to use a keg. That's useful. I think we can end the episode now.
Oh wait, no, Tony. I have to see if Tony has any response to anything you just said. Tony, do you have any final thoughts for your challenger or the
He's
person you're
probably
challenging?
hugging the porcelain god, dude. He's probably holding the porcelain god right now.
Well, I want to give him a second to try and respond.
Well, I mean, he said he wasn't feeling good.
Simp,
Or he's dealing with the baby.
Simp, do you have any final thoughts about Darkness Falls? Why should the people go to Rocket Pro Wrestling Darkness Falls? I mean, I can think of one reason. They get to hang out with
Anything.
award-winning rowdiest fan group of Rocket Pro Wrestling. Two-time. Well, if Tony Gabagool is not going to say anything else, I think this concludes this episode. Be sure to go to Darkness Falls on October 14th. And
Scooby-Doo.
we will see you, Scooby-Doo. We will see you at the matches. Good night.
Please make sure that the coat rack thing that you guys made of me makes it to the show, please.
Oh, you know what else is gonna make it to the show specifically?
It will be there.
Specifically this show?
Yes.
Because we can't end this show. And it's been a while because I'm a little out of practice, so I almost forgot. But we have one thing we say at the end of every episode, right, guys?
That is correct, Amundo.
Here we go.
Shut up,
Shut up,
Santino!
Shut up, Santino!
Santino.
Yeah. All right, goodbye.